I am Kesten Rono, and you are here again for day 42 of our exploration of A Course in Miracles. Let's just take a few breaths together. So, if you're able to, you can be upright with your eyes closed. If not, you can do your best. Let's go ahead and breathe all of our air out. Belly buttons in, creating an environment for us to inhale. Inhale. Simply relax, allowing us to exhale. Holding ourselves comfortably upright. Big inhale. Gentle hold. Appreciating the charge of whatever it is to be full of air, allowing us the opportunity to exhale. Allowing ourselves to be completely empty. Exhaling, belly button in. Existing here. Big inhale, relaxed. Hold. Another breath in. Hold. A sip of air. Hold. Belly button in. Allow some of this air, blood, oxygen to flow to your brain. Exhale, relax. Releasing yourself. Sitting here relaxed, comfortably upright. We find ourselves as we are here now. Whatever has been, whatever will be, all of it was here now. That whatever we are here now. We are in bodies, embodied. Is that all we are? What about us is allowing us to consider if we are only a body here now? What are we? Where are we? Such that we may look at ourselves here now. Who is looking and who is being seen? What does it say if there is someone watching whatever it is that is us acting? Here now, is there some part of us that is more than our aches and pains and our to-do lists, our worries, our excitements? Is there more happening than we may perceive? Will we allow the idea of miracles to be something that is natural, expressions of love, always maximal, even if they are not perceived? Are we comfortable with an idea that God is with us anywhere, everywhere, wherever, whenever, however we go and do anything anywhere? How could that be? How could we be innately connected? How could we be directed with ease, pure signal, no noise? How could we believe that we are perfect? How could we step outside of an idea that we are only victims of some level of attack and upsets and fear? How could we allow ourselves to reason, to begin to believe that we are responsible, blessed with a wonderful opportunity to create in kind as we have been created? What would we have to be? How would our creation have to be expressed for this to be true? Possibly there is more to us than meets the eye. May we extend ourselves into the invisible on day 42. Principle 42. A major contribution of miracles is their strength in releasing you from your false sense of isolation, deprivation, and lack. You, I, are living in isolation, deprivation, and lack. We believe we are alone. We believe we do not have everything that we need. And we fundamentally believe that we are not enough, or some variance of those lenses. These are ideas. They are illusions. You are worthy, powerful, abundant, and complete. What you want is yours, not for the taking, for the being. What do you want? Safety? Yes. Peace? Yes. Provision? Yes. Life, meaning and purpose, sovereignty, creativity, freedom. It is a trick to believe that you must see your life through a lens of isolation, deprivation, or lack, and it is your trick on yourself. And it is okay to notice and accept it, because to do so allows you to become the creator of seeing it differently, to believe that you must be in deprivation, that you must accept lack, that you are isolated, requires that you allow yourself to be only a victim of circumstances around you. Even if this is the best that we know how to function or how to image make the world so that we can make it make sense. We can admit that this is not empowering. And there is nothing preventing you or me from believing that there is more fullness. And whatever it is that lights up in us when we think about a future full of abundance, what would that future be? Well, it would be different than how we perceive whatever it is that we are now. And perhaps we have come to classify everything around us based off of whatever it is that we have been experiencing. if we are able to shed these illusions, appreciating them for what they have been, offering them forgiveness and love, we are becoming those things which we are offering, because we have to be something to give it in earnest. What would it mean if we are becoming forgiveness and love? It would mean that our present life is becoming more full of these things, strengthened by them. We are stepping into our wholeness. If we are whole and full of love, and we have done something radical, come to see a different way than we were convinced we must have seen before, then we are creating the abundance that we wish we could experience, the connection that we wish we could experience, full of some idea, an energetic resource that returns our sovereignty of mind and creativity back to us. Is it an illusion then that we may feel well by stepping into forgiveness and releasing old ideas? Or is it an illusion to believe that that is not possible, that we must be subject to fear and upsets, that there is nothing invisible about us, that my eyes closed here, speaking wherever these words are coming from, whatever it is that I am imagining in real time, that is a myth? You can pick. A major contribution of miracles is their strength. Miracles offer blessings. True vision may only bless. There is no sacrifice. If you are not being stripped, you maintain your strength. Blessings are enlivening. Miracles are teaching devices, revealing to us that it is a blessing to give and to receive. A major contribution of miracles is their strength in releasing you from your false sensations. The strength comes from releasing your illusions. Whatever it is you have been allowing, and I have been allowing, to mandate whatever it is that we are experiencing or could experience. That being fear in the unknown. All of the ways that something could go wrong and how we must protect against that destruction. This sounds like the ego. Not like God. A major contribution of miracles is their strength in releasing you from your false sense of isolation. You are with God, releasing you from your false sense of deprivation. You are not running out of anything. You are not deprived of anything. True vision may only bless. There is no sacrifice in noticing abundance, truth, and love by entering into the interlocking chain of forgiveness, a great undoing. You are not in lack. You may simply release the idea that your life is fundamentally in lack. Even if you're feeling physically or financially or in any other means that you must be missing out, how could you know? How could you know that there is not beauty in what you are experiencing right now? And perhaps it is just the fact that we are standing right in front of the problem that makes it look so big. obstructing the light. You get to choose. Maybe try them both on. I've tried a few decades of isolation and deprivation and lack. Let's try a few decades of the inverse. Lesson 42. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. I am blessed as a son of God. God goes with me wherever I go. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. God is your strength. Vision is his gift to you. The idea for today combines two very powerful thoughts, both of major importance. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. It also sets forth a cause and effect relationship that explains why you cannot fail in your efforts to achieve the goal of this course. You cannot fail. What is cause and effect? Well, remember, we are entering into miracles, a whole new realm. They are an undoing, including of the physical laws that we have had adherence to. They fundamentally change whatever it is that we are perceiving so that we can have true perspective. That's the vision. That's what God is offering you. If you believe that your connection to God is strengthening. Now, of course it is, because feeling distant from God pulls us further and further and further from curiosities about a universal meaning. I'm grateful that I've had the experience of attending some private and religious schools. However, I never felt at ease assimilating into some of the religious practices associated with the schools. I have not felt at ease visiting cathedrals, and I have not understood totally why. But there is a great sense of ease in connecting with God. And some of my confusion was happening through however it was being presented to me through these institutions themselves. And yet, I think it is wildly exciting still through all that confusion and misunderstanding of how things were being taught to me or how they were being supported or their whys. And instead, here I am, full circle, admitting that God is my strength and vision is his gift. That there is something absolutely supportive by stepping into an idea of God's light and the unconditional love that it offers. Its beauty, its rays of forgiveness and acceptance, its promotion of whatever it is to feel healthy, feel alive, feel full of opportunity, to be rich, whole. Whatever that is, even if that is beyond a physical manifestation of those same things, which doesn't need by any means to be something that we could not attain or notice. But there is something very special about accepting an idea such as being divinely connected to God, to everyone and everything through the power of our minds, which is somehow innately part of whatever it is that we are in time and space, and yet something that is uniquely independent, that allows us to dream and picture and feel beyond what it is that we imagine is right around us, inundating us. I'm reminded of an idea where I was very repellent to meditations. And I attended a workshop and I found resistances there. But at some point, trying on a few different meditations, I noticed that I felt happy and I was totally confused. I was sure that everything that was being taught was bullshit. I don't know how I could imagine I was sure, but it wasn't tangible, so it must have been an illusion, someone trying to trick me. So then, how was I happy? Someone hadn't told me a joke and pulled me out of whatever idea that I thought I needed to operate as to get me to light up, to laugh, to joke back. No one had given me anything. I wasn't having a very special experience with someone who was very close to me. So what was it? I don't know. But what I had to admit to myself was that I innately felt some peace, levity, happiness. At least part of me had to admit that how I was seeing the world had to have been, at least partially, colored by my idea of how I believed I had to feel, because in spending a little bit of time with myself, I noticed, whether I liked it or not, and I wanted not to like it because it was disrupting my way of being, and yet it was more fulfilling. Whether I liked it or not, I was also in control of being able to create and appreciate some sense of peace. A crossroads, suddenly. Was everything how I demanded it must be? Which meant that I was by baseline unhappy, waiting for an external stimulus, outsourcing my happiness to someone else who could tell me when I could laugh? Or is it far more exciting to recognize that the way I had been seeing things was an illusion, and that naturally the state is to laugh at the meaninglessness of it all, the ridiculousness of it all. Most importantly, the quote unquote seriousness that I was applying to my internal state, operating from lack, deprivation, isolation. You decide. But you cannot fail if you pick this quest. It only takes time. And time exists until the learning is complete. So you are right on time. Welcome. You're allowed to change. May you feel encouraged to change. You cannot fail in your efforts to achieve the goal of this course, which is vision, I believe. Vision is God's gift. He is your strength because he offers you true vision. You will see, because it is the will of God. It is his strength, not your own, that gives you power. And it is his gift, rather than your own, that offers vision to you. Okay, let's picture a chain here. God, our spirit mind, our body selves. We can only see from our body selves, we imagine. But if this chain exists, What is it that powers a spirit? Our bodies need food, rest, light, many other things to balance some ecosystem that we can hardly put our finger on, but we imagine, I respect you doctors, but a tired doctor educated in which prescriptions to offer, how to give acute medicine for acute symptoms with no nutritional training, no consideration for balance of lifestyle. We outsource how we are supposed to be healed or fueled or fixed to these ideas everywhere in society. Even though we have arrived here, just as our parents have arrived here, as their grandparents and their great-grandparents and their great-great-great-great ancestors have all made it here for you to be here at all. And we didn't all have modern medicine, the biggest invention ever being wash your hands before you interact with the inside of someone else. All right. We are here to believe that we have a spirit self that is somehow creating the environment that we are experiencing as our body selves. So we are trying to look at a system outside of our bodily system with no tool for measuring it within the system that we find ourselves. So we have to allow ourselves to represent whatever it is that we are experiencing from a body perspective, from a perspective outside of it, which would be able to understand it if it is casting this experience for the body to have. Well, how would that thing be energized if it's not running off of food and sleep and light and water and community and expression? What is it that a spirit is that could be projecting our body or everything around our bodies? Something divine by God. That's his will. And it's his strength, not whatever it is that we are, especially from a body perspective, that gives us power. It's some kind of chain between God and our spirit selves and our bodies, that each one knows progressively more from a wider lens and has progressively more imagination to create, offering something to each other perspective of living. That while we may need food and light and water and sleep to exist or to thrive or to survive, however we may picture it, we fundamentally may not exist, nor may everything around us exist to even give us the blessing of needing to discover a meal and provision and to share those things with our community. We may fundamentally not exist without a spirit that it is giving us life, even if we cannot understand how by our five senses, our tiny perspective, because of how we're perceiving things. And maybe the same is true for the spirit itself, which would be the link between whatever it is that we're seeing here in time and space and true vision being powered by God and whatever kind of exchange is happening in the invisible, something that reverses all the laws of physics as we know it and allows us, encourages us, invites us to step into some naturally energizing flow, healing flow, marked by forgiveness and love, a blessing of strength for both the giver and the receiver. This is what God is. That we are creating somehow in the image of God as we are created in the image of God. That we are taking whatever it is from the ether that God's molecules are and moving them in different states of motion, or trying to wrap our heads around different states of motion of the same molecules. And that's what we call ice or water or steam. The same things. There is more going on here in its infinite complexity, but also its absolute simplicity. That we are simply powered by something grander than ourselves, and that we are grander than we've ever given ourselves permission to notice. And there is a lens through which life, even if we cannot find a spirit identification, if we cannot believe in God, that it's possible that the whole ecosystem is set up for us to feel fullness and wholeness in our physical selves. That we are not crazy by being curious about meaning and purpose and truth. That the only thing that's crazy is if we insist that our lens must be lack and deprivation and isolation. You decide. God is indeed your strength, and what he gives you is truly given. This means that you can receive it at any time and anywhere, wherever you are, and in whatever circumstance you find yourself. That sounds like the undoing of conditions. You can receive God's strength, what he truly gives you. You can receive it anytime, anywhere. So all across time, all across space, including right now. You know, time and space is landing you right here, right now, and right here, right now, or any time that you imagine is different than right here, right now. Although I'd argue you'd still be right here, right now. Whatever circumstance you find yourself in, you can receive God's strength. Your passage through time and space is not at random. You cannot you cannot but be in the right place at the right time. All right, so you're always exactly where you need to be, even if it feels chaotic. That the ordering of levels comes from a way of seeing whatever it is that's happening around us differently. And if you are perceiving it as chaos in the unknown, then you are not perceiving it as order. If you are perceiving it as random, and that is frightening, then we are not appreciating the randomness of miracles. You cannot but be in the right place at the right time. Such is the strength of God, such are his gifts. That you and I may believe that something is not going how we believe it should go, should be underscoring that we think we know best. That we think we are thinking means we are working too hard. We are going to find dis-ease attempting to order the disorder as if we have full purview across space and time to do so. We don't. But what do we have? We can be triangulated in space and time to receive God's blessing, which extends beyond all space and time. How do we know that? Because he can deliver it to you. You can find love right here, right now, even amidst all the horrors that you would otherwise absolutely insist must be the center of your focus. If you like to feel the strength and love of God, that is his will. And by the way, once you start, you cannot fail to recognize it, even if it takes you more time. because the idea of something being unconditional requires that it must simply be without condition. So God is offering you a blessing of strength, the opportunity to forgive and love and create. We are here for love, appreciation, and open-mindedness. These are the simple qualities that allow us to wake up to anything, therefore seeing the true universal purpose in everything, which would be true sight, which is the strength that God is trying to offer you and will always have available to you to receive anywhere, anytime, period. Because it is the unconditionality of love that makes it the through line that persists at the foundational level for all other things to be allowed to exist. You are made in unconditional love, and you and I have the opportunity to wake up to it before we extend ourselves beyond the fun of having a body at all, of feeling in time and space at all. As much as we believe that we are restricted, or as free as we believe we are, as connected to ourselves we might be, or as absolutely lost, creating more pain and sadness with ourselves and other people, insistent that there must be a cost and trade-off. Welcome to the realm of only blessings with no sacrifice. It is here for you to notice in its unconditionality, as is God's will, creating an unconditional law for you to feel love and abundance and truth at any time, any place. Such is the strength of God. Such are his gifts. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. We will have 2 3 to 5 minute practice periods today. One as soon as possible after you wake, and another as close as possible to the time you go to sleep. It is better, however, to wait until you can sit quietly by yourself at a time when you feel ready than it is to be concerned with the time as such. Duh, right? Duh. We think that we need to do this prescriptively before bed and right when you wake up. And perhaps you quote unquote should. But if it is God's strength and his will to offer you his gift, truth, vision, if he will do this for you at any time and any place, is it more important that you do this right before bed and right when you wake up? Or is it more important that you are able to be at ease so you may wake up to a different way of seeing something rather than the hurried prescriptive state that we are often finding ourselves in allegiance to? No duh. It is better to wait until you can sit quietly by yourself. No duh. It is better to practice this at a time when you feel ready. No duh. You need not be concerned with the exact prescription. Remember, if you can see the mark of God in anything, you can see it in everything. We're just here to practice with conviction and ease. Begin these practice periods, so that's 2 periods, 3 to 5 minutes in length. Begin these practice periods by repeating the idea for today slowly with your eyes open, looking about you. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Please repeat after me. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Yes, with your eyes open. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Then close your eyes and repeat the idea again, even slower than before. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Please close your eyes if you can and repeat after me slowly. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. After this, try to think of nothing except thoughts that occur to you in relation to the idea for today. You might think, for example, vision must be possible. God gives truly. Or God's gifts to me must be mine because he gave them to me. So these feel like positive affirmations, even if they feel a little bit ethereal. These are positive affirmations that are in relation to today's idea. God is my strength, vision is his gift. What is God? The creator? Love? What is strength? That is what we receive by participating in the process of miracles. We are given a blessing in our holiness of strength, the ability to create, be resilient, something about thriving versus simply surviving. Vision that we either see or we do not. That vision may only bless, there is no sacrifice involved of anyone. There's no karmic debt, so to speak. That vision is his gift, that we are receiving a gift. What is a gift? It's a, hey, I got you something. You didn't ask for it. You didn't know it was coming. You simply deserve this, I imagine, because of who you are in this moment. That's a version of a gift. So God wants to give you true sight so that you may wake up to a more fulfilling reality where you are not a victim, you are not in an idea prison. You are a creator. That sounds strengthening. Vision must be possible. God gives truly. God's gifts to me must be mine because he gave them to me. Any thought that is clearly related to the idea for today is suitable. You may, in fact, be astonished at the amount of course-related understanding some of your thoughts contain. Let them come without censoring unless you find your mind is merely wandering and you have let obviously irrelevant thoughts intrude. That's definitely been happening with me trying to do some of these exercises. You may also reach a point where no thoughts at all seem to come to mind. If such interferences occur, so wandering irrelevant thoughts or no thoughts at all, open your eyes and repeat the thought once more while looking slowly about. Close your eyes, repeat the idea once more, and then continue to look for related thoughts in your mind. So, 2 practice periods, 3 to 5 minutes each. We are starting simply with the idea, eyes open, God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Close your eyes. Slowly. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. And then we settle into affirmations of thoughts in relation to this lesson. If we are wandering or can think of nothing, we just restart the practice within the same 3 to 5 minute period. Remember, however, that active searching for relevant thoughts is not appropriate for today's idea. We are asking questions and letting answers be revealed. We are not going out to find affirming ideas. I think that there's something very subtle here about recognizing that there is a natural subconscious process occurring at all times. And if we are consciously attempting to gain control of it, we are entering into illusions, misguiding ourselves, and setting ourselves up for some kind of sacrifice somewhere in the system when we need only be strengthened by releasing that kind of control. Try merely to step back and let the thoughts come. If you find this difficult, it is better to spend the practice period alternating between slow repetitions of the idea with eyes open, then with eyes closed, than it is to strain to find suitable thoughts. So, same thing we just discussed. If we are having challenges with either wandering minds or, well, no thoughts in relation to today's idea that God is my strength, vision is his gift, we may simply open our eyes and repeat this idea, close our eyes and repeat this idea, pause, if still the same state, open our eyes, repeat this idea, close our eyes, and repeat this idea. We cannot miss out. We can discover this strength inevitably, anytime, anywhere, no matter what's going on. It is only our idea of a hurried state of mind that is mandating if I just do it this way, it'll work out perfectly. That's been the trap the whole time. There is no limit on the number of short practice periods that would be beneficial today. The idea for the day is a beginning step in bringing thoughts together. We are still beginning. It's early in the process. We are allowed to not know. We're here to take a step for the sake of the step. We are trying to bring thoughts together. And we are being taught that we are studying a unified thought system in which nothing is lacking that is needed and nothing is included that is contradictory or irrelevant. Okay, let's just repeat that. The idea for today is a beginning step in bringing thoughts together and teaching you that you are studying a unified thought system in which nothing is lacking that is needed and nothing is included that is contradictory or irrelevant. Whoa. We are being taught, miracles are teaching devices, we are being taught that we are studying, okay? We're devoting ourselves to something. We are trying to learn. It's okay if we don't know. We are studying. We are studying a unified thought system. All minds are connected, including ours, to God's directly. We are therefore holy. God is giving us some strength. What we want is ours. What do we want? To understand meaning and purpose, to know love, to build in truth, to create abundance. Or do you only need relative power in creating lack? You are studying a unified thought system. We are here learning about how it's possible that we could be connected to all other minds, all thoughts, that we could be possibly living in our own imagination. That is empowering, not disempowering. You are studying a unified thought system in which nothing is lacking that is needed. There's no such idea as lack. You have everything you need. You always have everything you need. What you want is yours. and nothing is included that is contradictory or irrelevant. What does that mean? Well, if we have a contradictory idea, it's like, the wrong shape. It's my dog sleeping perpendicular to me and taking up all the space in the bed. Please get in sardine shape with me so we may fit. Nothing is included that is contradictory in this unified thought system. There is just no kink or interruption, roadblock, hurdle, impasse. Nothing is included that is contradictory. Whoa, that sounds like peace, perfect peace. Nothing is included that is irrelevant, meaning we are only full in this perspective of unified thought. We are only full of what is meaningful and purposeful. This is so big in my mind. The idea, well, I suppose no miracle is bigger or harder than another. The idea for today is a beginning step in bringing thoughts together, and teaching you that you are studying a unified thought system in which nothing is lacking that is needed, and nothing is included that is contradictory or irrelevant. A purely efficient, closed system. We are tricking ourselves if we believe we are living outside of anything other than that. If we believe that we are alone. This system somehow relies on its unification of minds and thought. The more often you repeat the idea during the day, the more often you will be reminding yourself that the goal of the course is important to you and that you have not forgotten it. The goal of the course is important to me, and I have not forgotten it so long as I can remember that God is my strength and vision is his gift. Is the goal of the course to remember that God is my strength and vision is his gift? Is it possible to remember something that I have forgotten if I can trust that it can be understood through anything, anytime, anywhere, for any reason? Maybe it is inevitable to wake up if we can remember that we've already been there, that there is a foundational law of strength that we have access to see by the fact that we exist at all. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. I understand the direct goal of this course. I have not forgotten it, even though I've tried to convince myself with all of these illusions that I never understood it. I am Kesten Rono. Woo! Apologies if that was loud, but I am blessed. Please bless me. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. True vision, to see all things through my holiness, my divine connection to God and all minds, to know abundance, truth, and love, to become whole, and to share this wholeness with any idea that still believes it is in lack, to participate in some universal purpose, some true meaning. I have not forgotten this. This is the goal of this course, to remember, to enjoy employing a simple paradigm that God is my strength and vision is his gift. But you decide. You can decide. But if you are here evaluating, just know that the door has been reopened to you to remembering. And there is another way of looking at this. May you feel invited to notice your strength, its blessing, your fullness. May you believe that you always have everything you need. You are never given more than you can handle. And in case you forgot it, you are worthy, powerful, abundant, and complete. You are not alone. At least you know that I am here with you. And I'll see you tomorrow again for day 43 of our exploration of A Course in Miracles. Please practice twice, 3 to 5 minutes. Allow yourself to recognize any natural thoughts that come forward reflecting today's idea. Allow them to be announced. And most of all, allow yourself to operate from a perspective of ease. We are on the path to perfect safety, perfect peace, freedom from worry, a place without lack, without deprivation, without isolation. As you are always connected to God wherever you go. God is your strength. May you allow true vision. Be well.